All right. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a morning chart prep session. Want to do it live today. Let me go ahead and post the link here. Give me one second, please. See if anyone wants to hop in. Hope you all have your coffee ready to go. Get prepared for the day. Exciting. All right, content live. Here it is. Get shareable link. YouTube feed. Boom. Okay. There we go. All right, so I want to review where we are, what happened overnight, and get our little bias going for today. All right, so as you see, we have currently opened a gap on the daily, breaking a swing low. Seems pretty good. There is a point that I had already targeted. First off, I'm going to mark out some low targets. I think we do probably pull back up into that gap, so we'll mark that gap as well. Well, it technically would not be a gap if we pull up and close it, right? So let's just mark a couple of these things. I don't think we're getting this far down, but why not mark it? Low of the day from yesterday. That's an interesting point. I know where that is. Oh, my dog's chewing a bone. Let's mark the CE of that wick. And then, of course, the high of the day from yesterday as well. Not expecting to get there. Let's get this CE of this wick, because that's basically the CE of what the gap currently is. The gap could close up if we do head up, and then why not the CE of that wick? How about that? Lots of CEs here. We actually have a lot of targets down and around here. Look at that. That's pretty interesting, huh? On the 4 hour. So we actually got exactly where I was looking last night. Wow, that's pretty interesting. We're at that 4 hour fair value gap here. We have another one here as well. I don't know if I care about that one as much, to be honest. So the thing I was looking at, right, was this big climb up. Now here's the CE, but let's look at the golden. And I'm actually gonna do a version that's just the golden. The golden fib. All right, just that golden range. So as you see, we got into this golden range from this big upward movement on the 4 hour. I was targeting this fair value gap because it was within that on the 4 hour. Let's put the CE on there. It's on the golden right now, but let's just put the CE there. And we are having the body respect that. So yeah, upward movement seems very likely today, right? Okay, let's clear that out. Do we care about all of these CEs? That CE was what, from the wick? It's pretty good. I like that. And then we have a huge target here, right? I don't think it would go there, but let's mark that out. We clearly have the CE of this. that we could look at too. We got a lot of stuff. I'm already not loving how messy this is, but let's look at the 1 hour. You know, yesterday we broke a big swing low and an even bigger swing low here. Broke it with displacement, creating gaps. I mean, it's really a beautiful downward movement there. Let's mark out this weekly gap like we have been every day, right? Does it get back up there? Maybe. We'll check out the golden fib here in a minute and see where a likely, you know, I think, and look at that actually, the bodies are perfectly on the top of that. And that's very interesting. I'm going to get rid of this wick because it seems to be reacting to these gaps more than anything. All right, so what else on the hour? We have this, which, wow, that's pretty interesting, huh? Went tapped right on that within that gap. So what I kind of expect, actually, sorry, let's mark out the midnight time. We're not done with our prep yet. We're not done. Let's get this toolbar out of the way. Midnight time would be right here. There's the opening. So here's what I'm sort of expecting. Expecting maybe to bounce around in here, maybe come up here a little bit, consolidate a little bit. We don't have much time. This is the 1 hour. 8:30, I would want a downward move probably. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. 9:30 for sure. And actually, it might be better that the 8:30 is up a little higher, because we would want to see a downward move to start the day at 9:30, to take one last dip at sell side liquidity. If we could go all the way down here, that would be insane. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it might just do some consolidation around like the 5 minute. Look at the 5 minute. Yeah, we have this high here, and we have that low there. This is pretty even, right? And then of course we have this. I think it's an up day, right? At least the morning. So what's happening with my stream? Did ES already dump? Yeah, it did. See why? It did dump. Look at this 15 minute. That looks really juicy for some upside. I might get in on that in a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think we're looking to create some lows and maybe break them and then run for highs. We can go ahead and mark some high targets. Let's go in the 15 minute. I mean, obviously this is huge. If we start going down, I'll mark more low targets, but I think we have enough from our different gaps and whatnot. It's actually like this one is the highest peak, so let's just mark that. Relative equals, right? Like that's a huge target right there. We have a gap there on the 15, which is pretty interesting. I'm gonna mark that out and put a CE there as well, just in case that's relevant. We have this big wick here too. Gaps here, I'll be looking at them. If they seem to be doing something, I'll mark them out. I don't know if this one is even that relevant, probably just a speed bump. But let's look at the golden fib on some of these dumps here. Now, clearly we had this huge drop here. We did not bump up to a good retracement. We just continued dumping. So I think the retracement So I guess the question is, do we think there is more downside to take today, like in the morning? I don't think so, since it got to the golden zone of that big pump up. You know, this wick sort of screws up the sell side liquidity there, but you know, we took this swing low, if you ignore that wick, and then the 50% of that wick is that mark there, right? Oh, I had it a little off, but yeah, 50%. We just came down and tagged it. So I don't see a sell side run, so I would want to prepare first with the golden CE, or sorry, golden fib, and look for something to shoot for in here. Now we have this 1 hour gap. I don't think that's it. Maybe it's the weekly gap. That could make some sense. We have a 15-minute gap here. We have a swing high right above the golden area in the weekly gap. I mean, I think that's like freaking home run target, right? But that would mean it gets through that order block, right? So let's mark this out on the 5-minute. All right. And just know there's another gap up there. But to be conservative, if we're going to try for a pullback, I think we go for that gap. Maybe the CE of that gap. So that's what I'll be looking out for. Obviously, we wait for the morning move and see what's going to play out. But my bias is to either take this low a little bit, just pop it a little, and then make some runs up. The initial target being this equal high range here. This big swing high, of course. This 5-minute, or sorry, that's a 15-minute gap. The CE here, I don't know if it's actually relevant. What is that from? That's from maybe the hour or the 4 hour. It's actually from the 4 hour, right? No, the daily. Ah, shit. Okay. Maybe it is relevant. We got enough stuff to look out for. Maybe too much, but we'll go with this for now. I think that's a solid bias. But yeah, always be aware that this current bullish trend that we got going on the daily, it could end, but I don't see it. I don't, until this breaks, I don't buy it. I think it's a really great sign that we came down here and are currently reeling from taking that, because like I said, the golden fib, guys. We've respected the gap that's within the golden fib so far on the daily. So I like that. I would expect that to hold up for at least today. Get some kind of retrace back, maybe to this wick. But I think more like to that 5-minute gap here. I'll extend these over. Maybe the weekly gap. All right. So that's where I'm going today. Do you guys want to wait 3 minutes? Wait for 8:30 price? Let's see. Let's sit and have my coffee and see what 8:30 does. So we'll look on the 5-minute here. The 15-minute looks really juicy, actually. Is there any sell side liquidity other than this that it would go for? No. So, yeah, on the 1 minute, yeah, of course we have some. Maybe come down here at 8:30. So this is going to be my guess. and this come down to take this, would that be golden fib? Fuck yeah, it would. Jesus. This stuff lines up so nicely. So that little order block there, the dip into the gap that caused another expansion. You see we just came shy of that CE mark. Maybe we're going and dip into that. Remember, that's a CE from a wick. That is also within the 4 hour, one of the 4 hour gaps that we're really looking at. I'm not going to go back over there. Okay. Sorry for the chart messiness. Get this back. Lined up here. All right, let's make it big for dramatic effect. So we got 55 seconds until 8:30. We'll mark the 8:30 price, but this is my target here for it to pull back to. Right here. Let's go ahead and mark it. That's the first one. And then maybe it pops this, but I think it waits till 9:30 for that, maybe. But this is what we're leaning towards today to start the morning. It's a push down to grab some sell side, and then a heavy run back up into the range that we created from yesterday. That's the bias. Let's see how it goes. I don't know if anyone's in here watching, but I can't see chat right now. Okay, we got 36 seconds. Oh, sorry, it already turned 8:30. I wasn't even paying attention. Sorry about that. I was looking at chat. All right, so it took that. Let's see if it goes a little more. Let's mark 8:30 time, or 8:30 opening price. Because that's always a reference point throughout the day, so you definitely want to always put that price out there. So it took that. What I've been noticing lately is the mornings have been pretty weak as far as pushes to grab liquidity. I feel like they used to be like really dramatic, and it would like shoot down here and like wick up really quick. Yeah, it could still come down there, but it seems to be more reserved right now. So that was 8:30. Pretty much a nothing burger, right? Where did it end? Right at this body. Interesting. All right. Well, it might continue to run down or save it for 9:30. Either way, I am going to hop out of here. Hope you guys liked the chart prep. Hope you got some, tips to look out for, what to mark. I used to just mark everything. Now I'm leaning a lot more towards like what makes sense, and just trying to mark the things that are likely to happen, just to reduce the noise on the chart. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll talk to you. Hopefully you're in Discord. If you're not, click the link below to join, and I'll see you there throughout the